week. Today we're going to be focusing on the psoas muscle. This one lies a little deeper behind the abdominal wall. So to get there, we're going to have to be a little intrusive. We're going to use an object. So objects to keep in mind are going to be something like a lacrosse ball, which is a smaller, dense rubber ball. Softball is going to be ideal. So if you have a softball, I'd start with that. If it's too intense, we could drop down to something smaller. If you're not quite feeling it, we can move up to a larger object. Right here, I got the base of a 35-pound kettlebell, and I'm going to use that for my positioning. For this, the setup is going to be on your stomach. So set up an area, carpet, rug, whatever you have. And the ideal spot is going to be to find your navel, aka belly button. We're going to go about an inch or two over and an inch or two down. And that's going to be the target area for the base object, right? So I'm going to take that area, the target area, place it on top of my object, my kettlebell. And from there, I'm going to lie on top of it. And I'm going to be looking for an area of tissue that's going to be fairly tight, right? So if you're sitting a lot, you're in your cars, you're at your desk, this is going to be an area that's going to be pretty tight. So I'm going to look for something that is like piano wire tight, something that's going to feel like a rope. And I'm going to find either side, it's going to loosen up. So once you find that, stay right there on the middle. For this one, if I'm working my right side, I'm going to have my right leg extended. And I'm going to show you how that's going to help me find the area as well as help me determine the intensity of the stretch. Right? I'm going to be supporting myself with the left side. So my left leg's going to be bent, left arm's going to be down there for support. How we're going to set up for this, like we just said, on top of it, laying down on top of the object. How we're going to do it is we're going to set up with, we're going to say a pressure against the object. So we're going to take a slight breath in, push that abdominal wall and our lungs with that pressure we're forming within that abdominal wall against the kettlebell, and that's going to help us really pinpoint and put pressure on that area. And then from there, after a certain count, we're going to relax and trying to lengthen and almost absorb down onto that kettlebell, right? So we're going to have 5 to 10 seconds of pressure. We're pushing against it. And then 10 to 20 seconds where we're going to relax and trying to go deeper into that stretch. I titled this one the pain cave. This one, you're going to want to be careful of the intensity of the stretch. If 1 is just sitting on an inner tube floating in the water on a hot sunny day, and 10 is the most intense pain you've ever felt in your life, we're going to stay around an 8, right? Once you enter that area of the 8, that's where you're starting to enter into the pain cave. We don't want to go too far into that pain cave. We want to make it known that we're working that stretch and we're going to feel it, but you don't want to go so far where you're not going to want to do the stretch again, so that the pain outweighs the benefit. So let me show you what it looks like. Yep, so supporting with the left side, hand, leg. I got the right leg long. Other arm can be used for support as well. This position I'm supporting with my forearms just to help control the intensity of the stretch. So from here, I'm going to take a slight breath in, push against that area. Now that I've found my psoas target area, I'm going to push against it, push, count to 10. After 10, I'm going to exhale and sink down further on top of that and feel that stretch get real deep in there. After that, 10, 20 seconds, support myself again. If I need to, take a breath in. Again, push, 5 to 10 seconds, and then relax down onto it deeper into that stretch. I recommend you start out with 3 to 5 of these per side. As you build up, you can increase the number of seconds pushing against it and the number of seconds of total repetitions to help you with this. If you're not getting anything out of this, ways you can increase the stretch is get more direct with the point of contact. So try and get something that's more dense, like I'm using this steel kettlebell. You can also raise that leg, that same side leg that the kettlebell is on. If you can raise that, that's going to put tremendous pressure in that area, and you'll be able to find it at that point. So again, I recommend doing 3 to 5 on each side, and each one of those is going to include a push against that 5 to 10 seconds and then a relaxation. Right? This is going to help counteract the sitting, anything where you're crunched over and you're going to have a lot of excess wear and tear in that area and tightness in the hip flexors and the psoas. So give it a shot. Leave me some notes in the comments, and hopefully this helps. As we're moving forward, some of these stretches are going to require more of a vocal explanation than just typing out a few things online. So bear with me on that. We're going to start getting a little bit more dynamic and instructional with the videos. So if you have stuff nearby to help you out, some things to have that can make it easier: kettlebell, some light dumbbells, bands, and lacrosse ball, softball, things like that. If I find anything that I really think is helpful, I'll link it down below and you can go ahead and check it out. All right, hope you have a nice weekend. We'll catch you next week.